St. Michael's Cemetery. St. Michael's Cemetery was called the Fossa de San Michele in Catalan. The cemetery was built on a hill inside medieval walls. This is situated next to the church. It is built near the 1600. The Jesuits moved the cemetery and built a new church on 1662. The finding of the cemetery. In June 2008, some renovation work, the workers found the cemetery under the 16th Jesuit College. An investigation by Marco Milanese. This is actually situation of the cemetery. The cemetery is actually next to the church, and the church was built in 1600 to 1200. And Alghero death during a period is 1600 human skeleton is retrieved. Nowadays in this area, St. Michael is considered the archaeologically document most famous in Italy.
During the first period, St. Michael's Cemetery used single and traditional burials. A hole was dug in the ground or in a rock, and one single body was put inside it. But we have some exceptions. For example, a mother with her two children, 10 and 5 years old. Her house was put on the children's shoulders, like she was hugging them. Another example is a father with his two children, 10, 7 and 5 years old, near his legs.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I want to speak the 1500 Possessed Woman. This was an incredible but disturbing finding, which in Italy took the archaeologists by surprise. In that moment, they were excavating in the medieval cemetery of San Michele, here in Alghero. The scenario: it was the grave of the 16-year-old girl, who probably died of the plague around the end of the 16th or the beginning of the 17th. She was lying next to a skeleton in a multiple burial. But the strange thing is that the girl had a massive iron collar on her neck, with an opening and closing mechanism. This collar is imprisoned for the people who are believed to be possessed, and in that time, people with epileptic or psychiatric problems. Nobody knows the real story, but in those times, people believed to be possessed, and were said to be cured by exorcism. This girl is discriminated for her poor condition. Thanks for listening.
Between 1592 and 1593, there was a second wave of plague. It was probably brought by a Catalan ship coming from Barcelona and causing deaths in the town of Alghero. The cemetery of San Miguel, these deaths changed from the single burials to the trench burials. This caused a amount of people to die quickly, in a matter of a few hours to a few days. A lot of these skeletons were parents, and this is confirmed to the DNA test.
The cemetery, so it couldn't hold too many corpses. Dignity was obviously respected during the burials. So the corpses were laid one next to another, one top of the other. From this we can understand that there was a will to give people. The corpse is in a special position. For example, the husband hand with the wife hand, or the children in between parents' legs.
These trenches were dug in parallel rounds, and they had a northwest and southwest position, with their hands in the parallel in the church, in which there were in 10 to 20 corpses.
Medals, jewels, and crests are some of the objects found on corpses in the cemetery. Here are some examples of our findings.
A necklace made of bone and coral bead, with a red pendant, was found in a man buried and with a young wife and a 3-month-old son.
You can discover many things about the weight and status of the deceased by studying carefully.
Button or collar. This called either be wooden button or a type of a necklace, which is also mentioned in some of the books of Alghero.
A bead in wood with an engraved shell of St. James.
In one of the multiple burials, there is a skeleton with a coral amulet, a bent coral branch, about 10 centimeters long, with a silver hook.